Hello, and welcome to Enhancement Session 2 on understanding the structure and function of our joints. Okay, before we get started, can you please make sure you have a pen, a paper, a pencil, and a ruler for today? And can you also make sure you're in a quiet room where you can focus on this and not be distracted? And please put away any technology, phone, iPad, or anything else, and make sure we're focused entirely on this video here. Okay. So, as mentioned, this learning session is about understanding the structure and function of our joints. So, on the screen here, there are 3 retrieval questions from the previous one. Can you pause the video for 3 minutes and have a go at them? So, pause the video, have a go at them now. Okay, your time is up there. You have 3 minutes. We're going to go through this now with green pen or another good pen or pencil. Okay, so question 1 asks, what are the 4 functions of the human skeleton? 4 functions from the previous one. These are for protection, for support, for movement, and the 4th and final one for red blood cell and white cell production in the bone marrow, often in your tibia in your leg. Okay, question 2, describe one of these functions, so only one, what they mean and how they are useful. So for protection, they protect our vital organs. For support, they support our body upright on our 2 feet so we do not fall over. For movement, to move away from danger, exercise, and do our daily lives. Red blood cells carry oxygen and carbon dioxide around our body, allowing us to respire. And then white blood cells to fight pathogens, so bacteria, viruses, protozoa, any other parasites that might want to cause us infection and make us ill. Okay, and the 3rd and final question, what would we look like without a skeleton? So without a skeleton, we would be saggy, on the floor, have no structure at all, so we'd have no definitive shape or body type, and we'd have no support for ourselves, wouldn't be able to move, and of course, we'd be very ill all the time. So, can you give yourself a mark out of 3 for that? Add in any corrections that you might not have made there. Okay. So, what we're going to do for the rest of the learning session and what we're going to learn today, we're going to describe the structure of joint and different types and then explain each part of the joint and their uses. So describe and explain joints, their uses, and the intricate part of our joints, how it allows us to move. So what is a joint? Well, a joint is where 2 bones meet, and that is what is a simple definition of it is. For example, a knee or your elbow. There are 7 different types of joint. The difference between the different types being the amount of movement and the type of movement. So there's different joints in our body, different types of joints, and it's dependent on the movement and type of movement. So pause video for just 30 seconds. Have a think. Do you know any names of these types of joint? So pause it for 30 seconds now. Okay, time is up there. Hopefully you've had a good recall there, just a bit of a think about any types of joint. And hopefully as we're going through this, it might re-jog your memory and you might recognize a few of these. So, first one could be a hinge joint. Hinge joint, so it acts like a door, moves in 2 directions. Hinge joint. Ball and socket, this one can move, a bit more spherical, like your hip joint. That's the most common example of that. Fixed joint, this does not move at all, does not move, it is fixed in place, moves very little. And a pivot joint, that just pivots from one spot to another and turns slightly. Also got a sliding joint. So those are 5 types of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 types of joint. Do you know what types of joint allow these movements? Try moving different parts of your body. So try moving your ball and socket, that's your hip, your fixed, which is in your wrist. You can't seem to move your wrist. Pivots, sliding, hinge. All these are different types of joints in your body. Such as your knee, your elbow, all of them, different parts of movements, even in your wrist as well. Even in your neck joints that can move around, move your neck around. All of these allow you to move, and they're all built in the same structure. And we're going to find about that now. Okay, so exercise 1, your first task is just to link the types of joint with the movement and it allows the example of each joint. Now we haven't gone through this yet, so I just want to see what we do know, what we don't know, and see if we can link these. So ball and socket, hinge, fixed. What movement is it? And then can you give an example of them here? Okay, can you pause video for 2 minutes, write these down, and then try and link them up to the next one. Okay, pause video now. Okay, your time is up there. You'll give yourself 2 minutes just to go through that. And can you pick up a green pen or another coloured pen or pencil, and we'll go through this. So, the ball and socket joint, ball and socket, that is 360 degrees because it can completely rotate round. So it's 360 degrees round in a circle. An example being the hip, as I mentioned earlier, is the hip. Okay, hinge joint is 180 degrees. 180 degrees, that means we move in 2 directions. And the most common example is the elbow. And the third and final one, fixed, and that is no, it cannot move because it is fixed in position. An example being your skull. So your skull is an example of a joint, but that cannot move at all. Okay, so give yourself a mark out of 6 there. Okay, hopefully you got 6, 5, or even 4. That's fantastic. 1, 2, or 3. Let's push for that improvement. Okay, so moving on to exercise 2 quite quickly. There are 5 questions on the screen now. So, 5 questions on a piece of paper. Can you write down in full sentences the answer for these? So go through them, answer the question for what we've done today, and then pause the video for 4 minutes. You give yourself 4 minutes for that. Pause the video, answer the questions, and then we'll go through it after 4 minutes. So pause video, have a go now. So your time is up there. You've had 4 minutes. We're going to go through this again in green pen or another coloured pen or pencil, and to give yourself a mark out of 5. So first question, what are the 3 functions of the skeleton? Just to reiterate this: support, protection, movement. You can also have mentioned red blood cell or white blood cell production. Okay. Number 2, name 2 organs that the rib cage protects: heart and lungs. Question 3, what do we call it where the 2 bones meet? A joint. Question 4, what type of joint is a shoulder joint? So hopefully you had a little think about that, how it moves. That is a ball and socket because it can rotate 360 degrees. And then question 5, what type of movement does a hinge joint allow? 180. But if you put in 2 directions, that would be fine as well. So give yourself a mark out of 5 for that, and then we'll move on to the next part. Okay. So joints here, this is just going to be a couple illustrations just about what a joint is in generally the structure and what they're made of. So obviously you've got bone, it's joint between 2 bones as shown there. Cartilage, a synovial fluid, and synovial capsule. So the cartilage stops the bones rubbing together, acts like a protection buffer. The synovial fluid acts as a lubricant to reduce friction, and the synovial capsule just keeps that synovial fluid inside it as a barrier. Okay, can you pause the video and write down the 3 definitions of cartilage, synovial fluid, and synovial capsule? Okay, you should have got those 3 definitions down there. Another part of the joints as well, furthermore of the structure. So obviously it's a joint again, so the second type of joint, you've got 2 bones, but also this time to allow for movement, they need muscle. Muscle is how we move, and there's a muscle shown there, tendons and ligaments. Your tendons attach muscle to bone, they attach the muscle to the bone. Ligaments attach bone to bone and hold the joint in place, keep it sturdy, keep it strong. So can you just please get down those 2 definitions there for tendons and ligaments? 2 definitions there. We get them down, and then we'll move on. Okay, hopefully you got those 2 definitions down. I'm going to help you with the next couple tasks. So what we're going to do now is exercise 3, just to link the words with the description. Can you write down the links with the descriptions and can you try and join them up to the correct one? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 examples and 5 definitions. Without using what you've written down definitions, can you have a go? If you are struggling, use the notes you've taken down. So pause the video for 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and then have a go. Pause the video, 2.5 minutes, go. The 2.5 minutes is over now. We're going to quickly go through these in green pen or another coloured pen or pencil, please. So cartilage is, hopefully got this right, this stops the bones rubbing together. Excellent. Rib cage protects the heart and lungs. The synovial fluid acts as a lubricant in joints. It reduces friction. It's not as painful. Ligament attaches bone to bone, and the tendon attaches muscle to bone. Give yourself a mark out of 5. Excellent if you got 5. 4, brilliant. 3, well done. 2 and 1. Let's look at that improvement, understand the misconceptions there. Okay. So, a simple diagram here of a joint. A simple label them, A, B, C, D, in the margin. Can you label them with what they are? So A, B, C, D. I'm going to give you 1 minute for that. So in the margin, A, B, C, D, 1 minute, go. Okay, your time is up there. You've had your time there. We're going to go through this now in 1 minute. So A, simply this is a bone. So remember, a joint is curved between 2 bones. B is a synovial fluid, reduces friction. C is a cartilage, and D is a synovial capsule which holds the liquid in place. Okay, exercise 5. There are 4 questions just on the screen here. I want you to pause the video in the same structure again as before. Pause the video for 3 minutes, and can you have a go at the questions above from what we've done so far in this learning session? So pause the video, 3 minutes, go. Okay, so it's the final task, guys. Exercise 7, holding joints in place. What on the screen, there are 5 different questions. This is summarising the whole topic, what we've done today, summarising joints and the different structures, and explain why they're useful and why they help us to move. So, can you, 1 to 5 in the margin, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to using what we've done today, all we've done today, to answer the questions in full sentences, please. For 5 minutes, write down the answers for 5 questions, go. Now, your time is up there. You've had 5 minutes. Can you pick up a green pen or another coloured pen and pencil? And we'll go for this now. So, the first question asks you, number 1, what attaches muscle to bone? Hopefully you got the tendon. So a tendon attaches muscle to bone. The second question, what attaches bone to bone? A ligament. Let's give yourself a mark for that. Number 3, what is the function of the ligament? So what do the ligaments do? They hold the joint in place so it doesn't move or get distorted in any way. Okay, question 4, what could happen if a ligament was damaged? So if that ligament was damaged, the bones would not be held in place. Unrestricted movement of the joint could damage the ligaments and tendons. So the key point here is the bones will not be held in place. Okay, and then last but no means least, question 5, what could happen if a tendon was damaged? It would restrict movement there, key part, and could damage attached muscle, which is not what you want. That's where respiration happens and you lose energy. So, look for that. Give yourself a mark out of 5 for that, guys. Excellent if you got 5, well done. 4, brilliant. 3, well done. 2 and 1, let's focus on summarising that work and looking on improving there. Okay, so this concludes the video on structure and function of our joints. Hopefully you've learned something new about joints, the movement, and the link to the bones in the skeleton system as well. Thank you.